Thanks very much for the invite today to speak at this conference. Some of the discussions this morning were fantastic, and I suppose we'll bring that back to our organisation as we, work with our members to transform the Irish construction industry into a more sustainable industry. So we are a membership organisation. We have got members across the built environment, but also beyond that as well, owners of assets within the built environment. So we do have a good reach across the industry. And I suppose our overall aim is to accelerate the transformation of the built environment to one that is sustainable. So our aims and how we deliver that, we have leadership for sustainability and quality in the built environment. We develop credible metrics for measuring progress towards the end goal of sustainability. And then we're a resource to companies, so our members and also the wider construction industry as well. And then we're trying to align policies at government level. So guiding the government in their policies that they are implementing into the Irish construction regulatory body, and also then looking at a European level, the regulations that are coming from Europe and how they are transposed into Ireland. So just, I suppose, the good news that I want to kind of discuss today is the Home Performance Index, which is our sustainability rating tool. So this tool is broadening the conversation about what a sustainable home is beyond a BR of A or B. So looking at indicators across 5 different categories of environment, health and well-being, economic, quality assurance, and sustainable location. So we have 38 indicators across those 5 categories. So that's the overall Home Performance Index, and we have seen significant growth in the numbers of homes registered to go through that Home Performance Index certification scheme. So as you can see there from the numbers, we had 7,500 from 2022, and we're up to over 27,500 now homes registered. I suppose one of the issues we're discovering is that it takes a long time in Ireland to get homes from planning, from design through planning to actually being constructed and then certified at the end. But I suppose this is a pipeline of homes that we will gain very good information, and there's information then that can inform us at the Irish Green Building Council to further develop research and information for home builders as well to improve on their sustainability targets and goals, and disseminate across the industry what's working, what hasn't worked, what can we do better. So the project I'm just going to discuss today is the Kilbride Housing development in Bray. It's the first multi-unit housing project to achieve HPI Gold certification. It's a suburban infill social housing project, and for today's discussion, I suppose we're just focusing on the water use. So they had a very active design team. The architect was very involved in the HPI process, and there's very low-hanging fruit in terms of trying to have very good water usage on a building. So they were able to specify very efficient water use features. They also had rainwater harvesting as well on the site. So they had a very positive approach to reducing water use on the site. So how can you achieve some of these changes? You can look at a WC, a dual flush WC of a 4 and 2.5, 2.6 litre flush, dual flush. You can look at low basin mixers of 1.89, shower mixers of 5 litres, and then a kitchen sink. So these are very simple, low-cost items to be introduced into a construction project, and they were introduced into this project as it went for the HPI Gold certification. So some of the examples then, the shower, if you are using a standard 9 litre or 5 litre a minute shower head, you can have a saving of 16 litres per person per day, which may not seem like a significant amount of water, but you multiply that by 4 or 5 people in a household, and you consider all the energy to heat that water as well, that can have a very significant reduction in both your cost of running the home, but also the emissions related, the carbon emissions. And I suppose we're always trying to keep that messaging back to that we have to reduce our carbon emissions and reduce that demand that we have. So this is just one example of the shower heads, which can be introduced. I suppose we often see shower heads, or not often, but we have seen very significant showers with flow rates of 18 litres a minute installed on one project that didn't meet the minimum requirements. So there are products out there available from suppliers with very high or poor efficiency in terms of water, and that'll have impacts for your water, but also your energy consumption in a home. We also have taps. Again, you can get products on the marketplace for 12 litres a minute, but if you look at a 2 litre a minute tap, you're going to reduce calculated consumption from 14 litres per person per day. These are all based on usage rates, so I suppose it's a very it's a measurement that we have for comparing different houses, but I suppose occupant behaviour is always going to be a big element as well. So there are, I suppose, the key learnings we have from the Home Performance Index on this Kilbride project. I suppose as we look at what's happening in the industry, I suppose I'd like to be very positive. I think there's good guidance from the Dublin local authorities on sustainable drainage, design and evaluation guide, and they have very good examples for how to reduce that, I suppose improve the suds on the site, so you're reducing your runoff, you're improving the quality of runoff, and I think what's the biodiversity and the amenity element, that's the part of suds, is definitely something that is being taken on board by developers as we change our built environment to I suppose reflect all of the issues that we identified in the morning sessions. We'd like to see that there is positive changes being made. So I'd just like to leave you with that there. Thank you.